I am nervous. Okay, let's try this again. Hey humans, this is Angel here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Angel Shamsa, aka Angel Shazamsa on the interwebs. I feel really called to make this video at the moment. So, in 2018 is where my journey began. I had a bit of what felt like just a transformation. I guess it's the best way I could put it. But it was weird because I was struggling with certain things, and then it kind of literally felt like one morning I had waken up on March 22nd to the 23rd of 2018, and I just felt like everything had made sense, and like everything that I'd been struggling with I had no reason to struggle with anymore, and I had just kind of come to this place of overwhelming joy and bliss and satisfaction with my life, even though it wasn't fully perfect quite yet. I mean, nothing ever is. Life is never fully perfect, and I think that was kind of like the opening of my eyes in a big way as to the fact that we're searching for happiness constantly, but happiness lies all the way around us all of the time. It's just a matter of whether we're noticing it or giving it the power to exist in our life alongside the stressors and those, negative things that we come across in our lifetime. Around that time, I started feeling all these things, started having all these crazy synchronicities with the world, time, and space, and opportunities, and just what I was looking for. All just kind of came together in one cohesive way. And then around October of 2018, I was visiting a friend, and I had randomly met this other friend that kind of is starting to experience the same things that I'm experiencing, kind of like this deep knowing and intuition that I wasn't sure on how to explain to anyone. And so it was kind of interesting. I literally met someone who lived a few cities away from me on Instagram on a random post, and like all these random just synchronicities of life just happening and popping up for me. And like I said, when I was going to visit a certain friend in October 2018, I had an experience with seeing an entity and feeling an entity, and that shortly after that, I had led to another experience of kind of being energetically overwhelmed by what possibly could be like spirits, which are spirits that talk through me. I have to just say what it is, and it was spirits. I was hearing people who had passed on talk through me, and I was having these deep knowings, and there are words like the clairs, for instance, but honestly I'm not even sure on what all of them are. That's what kind of started at first as my deep knowing. It's hard for me to even look at the camera like I'm avoiding eye contact with my audience, but it's kind of hard to talk about this, so bear with me. So I started with the deep knowing, and then I started literally feeling when people had anxiety around me, and at one point it kind of felt like I should just tell myself like, hey, that's not mine, is that mine? And I started questioning it, and then when I realized that I was able to tell myself, hey, that's not yours, I was able to stop it completely. And at times the anxiety from other people would be so overwhelming, my core would shake, and it would cause like physical symptoms that just felt so uncontrollable and involuntary. And around this time I started getting more into crystals, and if anyone knows me, you notice that I start wearing them a lot more often, and a lot of people may think like, oh, it's just, everyone's into crystals these days, but honestly it's kind of my empathic intuitive medicine in a lot of ways. I've been experimenting and playing around with different ways that I can use crystals to actually allow me to live my day-to-day life without feeling so encumbered, because even though this feels like a blessing, it also feels like a curse at times, because it feels like this huge secret that I'm holding, first of all, and then second of all, it feels like I'm not able to fully express the fully way that I'm feeling, because I feel like everyone's gonna perceive it as something else than it is, because not everyone understands or knows that I'm going through what I'm going through. And for a long time I was afraid to even say anything, because I thought I might be mental illness, but then I thought it was very weird that it would just be so sudden like this. And everything that I was hearing and seeing, and just kind of like I started to see like proof of the things that I was hearing and seeing in a way that is kind of like, you can't mistake it. It's not like my mental illness told me things about your life that I had no idea. I started doing tarot readings for people that I had never met before to start to try and like test out my intuition, because my readings are very accurate for me, but I was like, oh, well, that's not saying a lot. But so I started reaching out to people with like thousands of followers on Instagram, and just seeing who wants a free reading. So I started offering my services, and then I had done a few with where people were telling me that it was spot on. I was getting information about their lives that I had no idea about. I had never met these people before. And when I would ask them about it, just kind of taking a shot in the dark, because I figured, hey, they don't know me anyways. The worst thing they could think is that I'm a fraud, and then they don't want to talk to me, so whatever. So I had kind of kept on trying to like fact check myself in a lot of ways, and it just kind of kept proving that I was kind of on the accurate road. Anytime that I was inaccurate, I kind of figured out why I was inaccurate, and I'm just learning a lot about the ins and outs of this ability. So as time has gone, I have developed other abilities. At times it feels like I can hear people's thoughts, especially when I'm in my day-to-day bartending job. I will typically know what the customer is going to say before they even say it. I can anticipate what they're looking for. It's just kind of, I feel really drawn to certain products over others for certain people. Like I just have this this ultimate like insight. Like I see people for the realest version that they are in that moment, and yeah, it's very interesting. I have had some physical reactions to energies, to where like I'm crying, which it's funny because when it happens I'm not crying because I'm sad, and then when I'm crying in front of someone because I'm encountering an energy, then they think I'm crying because I'm sad, or that I'm reacting to what they're telling me, but I'm actually reacting energetically to what they're telling me. And sometimes when people are telling me stories, I literally feel like I'm there. So if there's a lot of pain and hurt and sadness, I'll start feeling all that pain and hurt and sadness. When people have experienced lost loved ones, I have had, I hate saying voices in my head, but voices in my head of what sounds like possibly that person who has passed on trying to say a message to whoever I'm speaking to. It's happening a lot more prevalent, and I even had an experience at one point where somebody had told me if I don't use my gifts, if I'm not open and honest about my gifts, then I will lose them. It's kind of like if you don't use it, you lose it, and I think that goes for this as well. So I feel like at this point in my life, I finally feel confident enough with my experiences and how many things just kind of fall into place for me, to kind of come out about it and to be honest with, everyone in my life, and everyone who may not be in my life but maybe are going through similar things, and you feel crazy and you feel like you don't really have the support and you don't feel like you have the information that you need. I finally understand that my real true calling is to help the empaths and the intuitives of the world figure out what they're going through, because it is scary. And at the end of the day, our generation, this timeline, this reality is all about awakening, is all about growth and transformation and tapping into the inner empath and intuitive within ourselves. Because I believe that all of us are, just some people are kind of tuned to be more sensitive than others naturally, but anything can be taught, and this skill that can be learned. So I just wanted to kind of jump on, and there's a lot that's happened, there's a lot that I could say, but I feel like that's not the purpose of this video. I feel like that will be future videos if you guys just stick along with me on my journey. I'm still learning every single day more about what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing. It's a lot of research, a lot of time in solitude and thinking about it and meditating, and it's just a lot. And I will share all of my processes in the background that I've been doing kind of behind the scenes, that not even like my husband, not even my family, not even my closest friends really know what I've been kind of extra going through, but I think now it's time to finally be open and honest and transparent about what I've been going through, and kind of showing the world that, you know, these things are not to be scary or not to be created so that we are afraid of ourselves and our powers, so that we can take that power and then we can use it for good and to help and heal people. And that's what I'm hoping that these videos will do for everyone. And I'm just going to continue being me, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. But I just feel like this is necessary. So enjoy your great, wonderful, happy days of all days, guys. Thank you so much for hearing me out. Like I said, I'll probably have a lot more organized information. It's just this video was hard enough to kind of make in the first place, so I just thought I might as well just pull the band-aid off real quick and kind of just give a quick overview of what I've been experiencing. I still don't really know all the titles and names and the technicalities of it all, but I'm still figuring it out, and I just hope that you guys are patient and loving enough to figure it out with me, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure it out so that it can help heal the world. And I mean that in the most serious, honest, truthful way. I'm literally here to help heal the world. So this is step one. Please follow along with all my other steps, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye, beautiful humans.